Hey everybody! I'm here today to talk to you about a Ring camera that is not picking up motion. I'll be going over some easy fixes to try first in this super duper easy peasy tutorial. So let's get right into the video. I'm going to be going over 6 specific things that you can do to hopefully fix your problem if your Ring camera is not picking up motion. This has happened to me a handful of times over the years that I've had my Ring cameras, and one of these things has always solved the problem. Usually it's just to reset my Wi-Fi, so just unplug the router and plug them back in, but I'll go over that in a moment. So the first thing that you want to check is that the live view works. Generally speaking, if you can see the live view of your camera, then that's going to tell you that the camera's working. Maybe your camera's not picking up motion because the camera's not working. If you cannot get your live view to work, then your camera's probably not going to pick up motion. So make sure your live view works. If your live view works, you know that the camera's working, it's connected properly, but it's a problem with the motion sensors or the motion itself, okay? Which brings me to number 2, which is check your motion alert settings. So maybe you have your motion alert settings turned off. Maybe you have it set so that your camera is not going to alert you with regards to if there's a motion. So make sure that they're turned on. Make sure your motion alert settings are turned on. This way, when there is a motion, you get notified and you know that it's working. Number 3, adjust the sensitivity and motion zones of the camera. So you can set up different motion zones within the camera. You can also adjust the sensitivity and adjust how frequently it's going to pick up motions. Is it going to pick up motions every single time? Is it going to pick up motions somewhat frequently or very rarely, right? So if you have it set to very rarely, it's only going to pick up motions, once a certain amount of time has elapsed. So you want to make sure that if you just picked up a motion recently and you have it set to alerting you very rarely, obviously it's not going to pick up a motion in a short period of time. So check out the motion zones, the motion sensitivity, and the motion frequency of alerts within the camera settings themselves. Most of the time you can go into the specific camera settings. So in the app, go to the camera that you're dealing with, go to the settings for that camera, and then you can then choose your motion settings, okay? At that point, your motion zones, your motion frequency, your motion sensitivity, and so forth. Number 4, which is what I spoke about before. This always works for me whenever the rare time that I encounter this problem or any problem with my Ring cameras or any Wi-Fi device for that matter, that is to unplug the router and modem of your Wi-Fi network for 1 minute and plug them back in. So literally unplug the router and modem for 1 minute, plug them back in. This will allow them to restart. If there's a glitch in your network, an error in your network, a malfunction in your network, it's going to clear it out most likely, okay? So just unplug them, plug them back in. Also, you can just give your network 5 to 10 minutes to maybe sort anything out that's going on. Sometimes Wi-Fi networks just need time to sort things out. So you can also just give it some time. That brings me to number 5, which is clean the camera lens. These are, most likely we're dealing with outdoor cameras, depending on where you place them, okay? It's gonna get dirty. So what I do is every once in a while, maybe once a month, I walk around my house, I do like a perimeter check. I do it more frequently than once a month, but once a month I'll go with the ladder and I'll do a perimeter check high up there, and I'll go with the ladder and I'll clean all of the lenses of all my cameras, both my Ring cameras and my cameras that I have from other manufacturers as well. I have a whole bunch of different ones around the house. I have a pretty serious security system set up around the house on the outside and on the inside, and I even clean the lenses on my indoor cameras. I just get a microfiber cloth. This is just my shirt, but I will get a microfiber cloth and I just wipe down the lens like that. That's all it takes. Sometimes if it's really dirty, I'll get a damp microfiber cloth and then use the dry side to dry it off. But, most of the time, you can just wipe it down with the dry side and it should be good to go for the most part. Clean the camera lenses. Maybe you have a smudge print that is obstructing its ability to pick up the motion alerts. Okay, lastly is number 6, which is to factory reset your camera. Sometimes there's a glitch and it just can't sort itself out. Sometimes there's a firmware update and it just can't grab the update. So you can factory reset it. It'll reset it to its default settings. Then you can set it up again. It usually only takes a few minutes to set it up again. So it's pretty convenient. Now you can look up for your specific camera how to factory reset it. For this, which is my Spotlight Cam battery, and I have a solar panel attached to it that I use. what I usually do whenever I factory reset it, from what I remember, is I press and hold down the setup button for a while, maybe 20 seconds, 30 seconds, until this light starts to flash. And then I set the camera up again, as far as I can remember. But look up the instructions for how to factory reset your specific Ring camera to see some specific instructions for your specific model. That said, if you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.